Hey guys, Ryan here. I want to talk about a concept today called retrospect. Now, this comes from, well, before I get into the topic, I want to talk about why I want to talk about it. For me, I feel that this is a pretty interesting concept. It's not necessarily a technique that you're using. It's more of a, I guess, a way to look at things, or it's a mental place from where you're looking at something from your past. So, why is this important to dating and relationships? Well, so students have asked me this question, and I hear it asked in a lot of different ways, and I think to sum it up is what they're asking is, hey Ryan, how do you, well, for example, the guy in my Snapchat, the way that he worded it was say, hey Ryan, you know, I get really into gaming, I get on it solid for like a couple weeks, and then I kind of fall off. And he says, what's your method for staying on it? And I've been a big advocate of, you know, my what do they call that? My mantra is stay on it. You know, from being a soaper, you jump on a rail, you got to stay on that fucking handrail until the end and come off smooth. And it's really the same way when you're pulling a girl. You know, you can't walk up to a rail and kind of say, hey, I guess I'll try to jump up on it. I guess I'll try to grind it. Jumping on a rail in your fucking rollerblades or your skateboard or your soaps is fucking dangerous. If you don't commit to it fully and stay on it, then you're gonna fall off and bust your ass on the hard cement. It's the ground. It's hard. It's unforgiving. It'll tear you up. And a bitch will do that to you too. If you don't, when you approach a girl, you have to know in your mind, you know, not like, I'm gonna try to get this girl's number. No, you have to be a grown-ass man and already know, hey, I'm going to go over here and get this girl's number. You've got to like know 100 plus percent, 110% that I'm going to go over there, I'm going to get her number. And then not just get her number, you got to make sure that you follow up with the phone call. You've got to set the date. You've got to initiate keynote. You've got to kiss the girl. You've got to stay on top of it until she spreads her fucking legs and you get your dick inside of her and score. And you don't fucking stop. Like, you gotta stay on top of it. Stay on it like a fucking F-14 fighter jet, and you bring the fucking bitch down. That's at least how I see it. So, anyway, let's rewind a minute. But that's the way that I game. And you know, you gotta stay on top of it. But there are always gonna be progressions in your game, and there's gonna be times where you kind of fall back a little bit. You know, even I will for a while. I'll get on it solid for a couple weeks, and I do that too. I'm not just on game like 7 days a week, 24/7. You know, I have a lot of other passions that I do as well. You know, I've got my regular job that I do. I've got skating. I've got my YouTube channel that I'm working. I'm in the middle of reading a new book. I'm, you know, doing a lot of different things. Hey, I like to watch, one of my favorite fucking cartoons is Ducktales. I have all 100 episodes, and sometimes I like to sit down and watch Ducktales with some popcorn and forget about life and forget about everything else. And sometimes I like to go on vacation. You know, I like to go visit my homie Jose out he lives in Oklahoma now, but I used to like to go visit him in Florida. Go out there for a week, just kind of forget about everything. And what's so important about retrospect is, let's say, for example, like last week, I was in Los Angeles. I took my mom out for her 58th birthday. Took her out for a nice dinner on the pier. You know, it was nice to hang out in California, go to the beach, go to Disneyland, and just put everything behind me and just forget about everything. And now I step back into Las Vegas, and it's almost like, you know, when you go out, if I'm out on vacation, then stepping away from something allows you to look at things in what I call retrospect. Tupac did a song about it. It's called like looking at the world through the rear view. And almost like, it's like that scene in The Matrix when Neo is in the car and Morpheus is driving, and it's when he's finally in the Matrix and he starts understanding it, he's like, I used to eat there. Wow, I have these memories of this life that I never actually lived. And he's looking, like Tupac's song, looking at the world through the rear view. He's looking at things in retrospect. It's give yourself time to step away from what you're doing. And when you do this, you know, you might get into anything like weight training. You might hit the gym hard fucking every day, twice a day for a couple months, and then all of a sudden you take 2 weeks off. And then when you come back to it after that 2 weeks, the way that you look at things is going to change. You know, when you, for me, I think it's a positive thing to do. You can't do something every day all the fucking time. Like, you do have to step away from things at times just to allow yourself to grow. If you don't ever step away, you're going to stay at that emotional level, that same level. But for example, I may soap heavily for quite a few months, and then I'll stop, and then I'll go heavily into the pickup, and then I'll move from that, and I'll go heavily into working on a new book, or maybe an older book that I haven't finished yet. And then when I go back to start soaping again, so going back to pickup, and after I've stepped away from it for a while, you're going to come back to it refreshed, and you're going to come from a whole different vantage point, is the word that I want to say. And once you're at this new vantage point, everything in your life is going to change. You're going to be able to see things from new perspectives. You're going to be able to pick up where you left off, but not just from where you left off, from a new heightened state of awareness. So now you're not here, now you're up here. So that maybe the techniques that you were doing in pickup, you know, I do vlogs. I keep vlogs and records of what I was doing. What kind of openers was I doing in March of 2006? What kind of openers was I doing in March of 2010? And I can go back and look at my little vlogs. I can see what was working, what wasn't working. And now here it is in 2016. I can go back and look through all of the last, say, 10 years of game and go, wow, what was I doing in 2006? What was I doing in 2010? What was I doing in 2014? What am I doing now? You know, what of this is working? What is not working? And then, of course, I want to keep doing what is working, and I want to get rid of everything that wasn't working. So just keep moving toward that positive. Anyway, to me, that's just something that's really important. Stephen Covey likes to talk about a subject in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People called Sharpening the Sword. And in another vlog, I was talking about when you got to give yourself permission to take a day off sometimes. It's the same thing like with the retrospect concept. Sometimes you got to stop what you're doing and sharpen the fucking sword. If you're always out there practicing fencing or sparring or whatever with your sword, sooner or later the sword is going to dull. And when you go into battle, the sword it's just not gonna, it's gonna be rusted, it's gonna be dull. You have to take a day off every now and then just to sharpen the sword. You have to gotta take a day off sometimes from what you're doing to clean up your house and get it ready for company, get it ready for when the girl's gonna come over. You gotta, you know, as weird as it sounds, part of learning how to pick up girls is cleaning your room, is cleaning your stove, dusting your dresser, you know, dusting on the tops of the door frames, cleaning your house so that when you do bring a girl home from the club, it's ready for her. So sometimes you want to step out of the field, out of the nightclubs and the bars. Like for me, you know, a lot of this stuff is on the strip. There's beautiful women on the strip right now, but tonight I'm on the fucking track because I got a little gut, and getting 6-pack abs is part of your game. Getting that naturally attractive body is part of game. So even though I'm not out in the club, I'm over here on the track working on a different part of my game. Because overall, it's a whole package deal that you're eventually delivering to the girl. At the end of the day, I'm a salesman, and what I'm selling is me, my genetics. Everything you see here is what I'm selling to a girl, because I need a good-looking living vessel to take my DNA into the next generation. and I'm trying to tell you, hey, this is what's going on in my life. I've got an interesting life. I got money. I got a great body. I got a fun, interesting personality. And what I'm trying to do is sell that to the girl. And if she accepts, if she spreads those legs and accepts the dick, the D, she's basically she's taking your DNA and she's giving you a child. And at the end of the day, that's the whole pickup right there. That's everything that we train for, is for that moment. Survive and reproduce. 28,000 days. But anyway, retrospect. Sometimes you have to just step away. Sometimes you've got to sharpen that sword. Sometimes you want to get away from it so you can see the world through the rear view. Imagine you're driving in a car and you're looking back at your life. Everything that you've learned, you see it in the rear view behind you. And you're in that new vantage point. And when you get to that spot, then you can kind of just assess and reassess where you're at, where you've been, plan on where you're going. Start to create an even better and more solid game plan that's going to get you even better results with women. Anyway, thought I'd just knock this vlog out real quick. I'm gonna get back on the track. Got a lot of work on my game. Every day I'm working on it. It's a never-ending game. It's an ongoing lifestyle of self-improvement and self-development. You know, working on your health and fitness, working on getting more money to attract more girls, getting bigger rims for your car, better stereo system. You know, you're always gonna have to keep grooming yourself. You gotta keep shaving, or if you got a beard, cleaning up your beard. You gotta keep grooming. Your hair is gonna keep growing out. Eventually, you gotta shave it. You're gonna grow. Old guys get that fucking ear hair, nose hair. You need to get rid of that shit. I talk about it in the book. Getting better brand name clothes. Guys can't be shopping at Savers. Can't be shopping those $5 suits at the thrift store. It's time to step up the game. Armani. You want to get the good shit. Get the good dress shoes, not the shoes that you guys get at Ross. Not the shoes at fucking Ross or TJ Maxx. Go to Macy's, buy brand name shoes, the good shit. Women know the difference. Women know the difference when you're wearing a work shirt versus a club shirt. She knows if you got that shit at Target, or she knows if you got it at the mall. She knows the difference. Girls know. They're always queuing in. How much does that guy make? How much is he worth? How much is in his wallet? Let him know that you got a knot. You got a guap in your fucking wallet. Let him know that you're the man, that you're a motherfucking baller. Let him know that you can protect and you can provide, not only for you, but also for her and your future potential offspring. Woman wants the man. She don't want no bitch nigga. She want a real nigga. Is that you? Ask yourself, is that you? Real talk, motherfucker. This is Ryan J. I got to get back to my workout. Keep working on that game. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.